But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today. Former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing.
Feel free to weigh in now, Shek. You've heard from Shams. You saw the FBI director speaking about this. What do you think?
I know everybody that's at play, and I don't like to sit up here and be hypocritical about certain things. I homeboy gamble, Ernie. You know, bet it. You know, we've been on teams. We played cards. We played spades. We played tonk. But with that being said, every year they would give us forums on what and what not to do. One of those things where if somebody asks you if a certain player is playing, you say no. So all these guys knew what was at stake. And I'm just ashamed that they put themselves and put their family and put the NBA in this position. We all know the rules. We all know the letter of the law. And it's just unfortunate. Innocent to proven guilty. But usually when the FBI has something, they have you. You know, FBI, I know a lot of people from the FBI, and I've been in many of those investigations. They'll wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but when they come knocking on your door, they have something.
One example occurred on March 23rd, 2023 in Charlotte. Terry Rozier, an NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash.
And the meter's still running, Richard. And still going. Oh, Rozier turned it over again, having a tough night. And Rozier off the DHO, and he turned it over. Turn it up, but you don't want to play with your team, especially against the Miami Heat. I can tell you, hey, you don't like playing in Miami? Yeah, better do it. Lock down to 3, they got to get busy. Rozier with a 9-1-1 comes up short. And on Merrill. Rozier, a contested 3 is short. The ultimate teammates and sacrifice so much. Rozier on the show and go. That all year. Empty corner 2-man game. Rozier with a 3. Anderson with a rebound. Rozier relocates for another try.
The scheme targeted victims known as, quote, fish, who were often lured to participate in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards.
This was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
For one incident after another, have I said Trump is coming. He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story.
And we all know the letter of the law when it comes to gambling and sports gambling. And I don't want to sit up here like I'm some perfect guy. Like every now and then when I go to Vegas, I'll play some craps and I'll play some roulette, but never gambled at anybody's house. Don't know anything about poker, so I don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the Chauncey thing. But I know Chauncey, I know Damon very well, played with Damon, so I don't want to sit up here, but I'm ashamed that those guys would put their families and their careers in jeopardy. There's an old saying in the hood, all money ain't good money. So if you're making $9 million and you're dealing in certain things, like how much more do you need? Especially if you know you get caught, you can do jail time, lose your career. You know, put a bad image on yourself or your family or on the NBA. I agree with you, Chuck. They dropped the ball.
100%.
They had this
100% dropped the ball.
And like you never want to have your name involved in that when you know the letter of the law. And Ernie, again, I know for a fact every year they cancel practice and say don't do this and don't.
All right, so the NBA is in trouble, man. Not the all NBA, but some key players and coaches or coach. All right. So the FBI director made some announcements. Few players got arrested, and a coach got arrested. Over 30 people got arrested for a NBA gambling scheme. All right. Let me go ahead, play the video here so y'all can listen to it. All right. This is the announcement that was made.
We're here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Casa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Good morning. Today we're here in New York to announce a historic arrest. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchesi crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Casa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchesi crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. Wow. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery.
That's a lot of money.
Across a multi-year investigation. And we could not have done it without our interagency partners that are before us today. The NYPD, HSI, and teams of law enforcement officials from around the country made this day possible. It takes a team to bring this kind of justice, sweeping justice, into the halls of the United States courtrooms, where our brave United States attorney has led this prosecution. It takes courageous prosecutors to stand before you and say, we will not allow this kind of illicit activity to happen, not only at the national sporting level, but also where it hides in La Casa Nostra. And when these two collided together, they perpetrated a fraud that is, and the fraud is mind-boggling.
So let me give a few details about what's going on here, though. Terry Rozier, he plays for the Miami Heat, if I'm not mistaken. Damon Jones, I'm not sure where he plays right now. And Chauncey Billups, Bill Bulls, whatever might be the case. He's a coach, I think, coach of Portland, if I'm not mistaken. So Terry, them three, they were arrested, and Terry was released on bond. I'm not sure about Damon Jones and Chauncey, but let me just do some research here. Terry posted a bond of $6 million, so he pretty much put his Miami's house as a collateral. How do you call it? Collateral? Yeah, that's a collateral. But I'm like, why? This is dumb to me because he makes a lot of money. Let me just Google his salary here. How much he makes. His name again. Wait. Terry Rozier salary, right? So this nigga makes about this for 2025, right? I heard that regardless of what's going on, but they're still going to pay him for his contract, whatever, the 24.92 million. It hasn't impacted him yet, but eventually, if he has to go to court, they found him guilty, he definitely gonna get impacted, right? But as of right now, he's good, right? He's still getting paid 24.92 million a year. After you pay taxes, you pay management, you pay whatever fees you gotta pay to the NBA. Roughly, you're taking home 10 mil, right? 10 mil still not that bad. That's a lot of money. Most people, they will never make it their entire life. Most people won't make that money, right? But he makes this type of money. My question is like, why will you jeopardize jeopardize your life, your job, your salary, loved ones, family for a freaking gambling? I know they made some money, but they didn't make like 10 million each. They did not make that. Yeah, 200,000 here and there, 300,000 here and there. Might be a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of money. Hello. But you're not gonna flambo 24 mil for 200,000 here and there and knowing that what you're doing, it's illegal. That's dumb to me. All of them. Well, let me check Chauncey salary. Chauncey makes about 2 mil, which is, this was 2012. 2 mil for NBA, it's not like a wild salary, but 2 mil, it's a lot of money, right? Still a lot of money. Let me see salary 2015. It might be 2025. His salary might be more right now, right? They say 2025, 4.7 mil. That's a lot of money. Nigga, that's enough. I don't know why you're so greedy. Like, some people just like, I think like once you start making more money, you want more and more, and you start doing some dumb shit. Not everybody does it, but some people do it. Yeah, I mean, most of those rich people, they do some crazy shit behind closed doors. We don't even know, though. But anyhow, man, so 4.7 million, bro, you going to live a very comfortable life. Besides that, you might have businesses on the side, sponsorships. You have the connection. Certain things you might not have to pay for it because sponsorships are covering everything. Bro, why do you need crazy illegal money? That's my point. Yeah, you making more money legally, I'm okay with it. But you making money illegally, that's dumb. So Terry was released bond. Terry released from jail, right? He was released from jail. I seen it. Posted a bond of bond of 6 million, right? So now, all right, this is here. It says Rozier was released on bond after his 6 million home was used as a collateral. Okay, Rozier's next court appearance is December 8th in federal court in Brookline. So this is a wire fraud, right? Oh lordy, Miami Heat Terry Rozier was arrested October 23 in FBI investigation into alleged illegal gambling scheme, right? Schemes. Okay, all right. Ooh, this is tough. All right, let me play this video. Let's see what we have on here though. Skip that. All right, that's the same. That's the same one we watch. But let me check if Coach Chauncey, I mean, now you're gonna put your house, your $6 million house for some dumb shit that, oh my God, Chauncey, let me see, Chauncey. Okay, I think all three are released from jails, right? Terry Gonzalez on Thursday, FBI investigation, blah, blah, blah. Upon Mike of Montasher Chauncey will be released from custody, 6 million, Florida. Okay. This Chauncey Bilderberg was already in Portland on Tuesday and is also expected to be released. Okay. Rozier must surrender his passport. Okay, surrender his passport, will not be allowed to engage in any gambling activities, have firearms, or travel aside from traveling to New York for his trial. Ooh, Rozier arrested stemmed from him allegedly having access to private information. So, all right. So the third one. So it seems like they all have been released under certain conditions, which is cool. But now you see how dumb this is. From the jump, you knew that there's a possibility of you getting arrested, and if you get arrested, you might lose a lot than you're getting right now from the gambling. You have a good career, you playing in the NBA, you making a lot of money, you have friends, connections, all that, sponsorships, and now your image is gonna be different now. And you might go to jail if whatever they're accusing you guys are legit. So this is just insane. But let's go to ChatGPT, break it down, a few things here. All right. So these are the crimes, or the alleged crimes, I'll say. Right. Among those implicated, Terry Rozier, guard for the Miami Heat, Chauncey Billups, head coach of the Portland, and Damon Jones, former NBA player, assistant coach. Okay. Damon Jones, he's a former assistant coach. Okay, all right. I do follow basketball, but not really that much, so I don't really know all those players like that. All right, use of non-public. So this is what. Okay, let me read it. The allegations cover two broad types of misconduct: use of non-public insider information about players. Example: injuries, whether the player will be, attending the match, the match or now, the game or now, to place bets or help bettors place bets. Rigged poker games and gambling operation tied to organized crime where NBA figures allegedly participated or served as drones and shared in illicit profits. According to the federal filing, some of the scheme center on 7 NBA games in 2023 and 2024 where bets were placed on performance metrics, points, assists, rebounds based on insider info. The league NBA issued statement saying it is reviewing the indictment, cooperating with authorities, and placing implicated individual on leave. Ooh. Okay, they're gonna be on leave. That's not looking good. All right. So let's just go. One of the most infamous 2007 scandals. Okay, so this has been happening. This is nothing new. It happened before. They say one of the most infamous, the 2007 scandal involving referee Tim Donaghy. He bet on games. He officiated and passed inside information to gamblers. Ooh, okay. More recently, in 2024, from NBA, Jonte Porter was banned from live after pleading guilty to placing bets on NBA games, including ones in which he participated to influence outcome. Ooh, so this has been happening. I heard that it's also happening in college NBA. Yeah, they're doing that everywhere. I think most sports they've been doing it, but on the FBI now they on it. All right. I think the reason they're doing that because they don't want to ruin their reputation. Also, they want to make sure that the game people see have like a credibility on those betting games. All right. Which I do understand. Right. So key players and allegation. Terry Rozier. So the thing about Terry Rozier, the NBA guard arrested in prop, allegedly parts of insider info better scheme. The league had previously investigated him and found no violation as of January 30th, but federal investigation continued and the arrest followed. Ooh. So he's the one giving inside info. Okay, let's go to the next. Chauncey Billups. All right. Head coach of the Trail Blazers, among those arrested, alleged to be involved in the pocket cheating operation with organized crime. So I heard that when they play the poker game, the gambling, they have like special sunglasses, a iPad, cameras just to see the cards. So they are professional scammers to me, dog. All right. So Damon Jones, right? Former NBA player and assistant coach named in the indictment, allegedly sold insider info to bettors served as face card in pocket scheme. So, okay. So they have been convicted of wire fraud. So passing any type of inside info that should not be public, you passing around, that's wire fraud. And they can do some years if they find them guilty, though. All right. The investigation alleged the investigation alleges participation or collusion from major NYC crime families: Gambino, Genovese, Bonanno, and Luces. Okay, what are those families, man? Okay, they must have some money, like loaded. They must be loaded as fuck for them to be named. Okay. I'm still playing. All right. We have to wait. It might take some time, but this scandal just like it's not good. But there's a lot of videos on the internet. This is some of the pictures here. That's why they play the game. You know, they got drinks, all that. This is the poker game. That's why they play. Let me see. All right, so this is another video.
Yeah, down the street. By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
Yeah, down the street. By the way, this was so...
How many times,
this is
for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be here, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on the show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story. Okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos where you think folks were coming half the time. I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, whatever the case may be. This was his kind of connection to that. Why am I glad you're here, Monica? Because don't be surprised that the WNBA is next. How many times, for one incident after another?
Man, let me say this, man. People are entitled to their own opinion, and he's free to speak his mind, right? Stephen A. Smith and even FBI director. But they don't arrest people just for fun. They need to have some proof, some, evidence for them to conduct the arrest. So in this case, I think they have a case. They might have a case, right? If the legal gambling has been going on, yeah, they have to go after that. It has nothing to do with Trump. there might be some, closed doors information that we don't know like that. But if there was no scamming, no scheming, none of that, they will not be arrested or they'll bother them to do investigation. So they're doing that for a reason, all right? But, people gotta say what they gotta say, man. This LeBron James, let me see. This LeBron James reacted to that, all right? All right, so LeBron James injury status, okay, this is, okay. And Gilbert Arena, I remember, was it Gilbert Arenas? No long ago, he also was in some type of trouble with gambling, right? He was doing that at his home, or maybe he was renting rooms to do it. I didn't look much into that, but so that's him just posting, just making fun of the situation, saying that informant lunch. So it's basically how can I say, being sarcastic about it. He's trying to tell people he's the one who gave the tea to the FBI. He's the informant. So this is the lunch. After doing the job, they're like, nigga, come here, get some lunch, right? So lunch special this morning. Got an informant lunch special this morning. That's crazy. So he's kind of happy. He's like, oh, nigga, no long ago, like a few months ago, that was me. Now I'm free. Oh, now it's you, niggas. Okay. Let's see. So this is the coach here. Portland Trail Blazer coach Chauncey Billups has been arrested by the FBI for alleged illegal gambling, sources tell ESPN. All right, a lot of people are speaking on it. This is very unfortunate. And let me see here. All right, this is another video.
Their performance or took themselves out of games to make sure that those bets paid out. One example occurred on March 23rd, 2023 in Charlotte. Terry Rozier, an NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted their cash. As the NBA season tips off, his career is already benched, not for injury, but for integrity. In some instances, players altered their performance or took themselves out of games to make...
Let me read one, right? Here's NYPD's stick alleging Terry Rozier said he was leaving a Hornets game early with a fake injury. $200K in bets were placed. Oof. Rozier played just 9 minutes and then later counted money at Rozier's home. Rozier has made, so they were making like 200,000. Ooh. Wow. Nigga, that's not right, man. The NBA, your team is playing for you to play for them to win, and you doing all that. They're paying like millions, bruh. For 200K, that's like peanuts money for you. If you're making 10 mil, 24 mil a year after taxes, after that, you taking like 10 mil a month. 10 million a year. Let's just say you're spending 1 million every month. Bro, you're going to live like, not even comfortable, more than comfortable life, bro. If you're making 1 million a month, there's no different than somebody who's making 10 million a month, because y'all can do the same thing. Dead ass though. Dead ass. So let me play the next song.
For the Hornets, allegedly.
Still going.
Yo. Nah. This nigga needs to be in jail.
Rozier off the DHO.
Nah.
But you don't want to play especially against the Miami Heat. I tell you, hey, you don't like playing in Miami? Yeah. They'll do a lot down the three. They got to get busy. Rozier with the 9-1-1 comes up short.
Nah.
Rozier contested three is short. The ultimate teammates can sacrifice so much.
What the freak? Nah. This is diabolical.
Empty corner two-man game. Rozier with a three. Anderson with a rebound. Rozier relocates for another try.
Nah.
Awfully short.
Yo. Yo, that was diabolical. How much was that bet, dog? It must be a lot of money, dog. So let me see. Details of rigged poker games that Chauncey Billups and Billups and Damon Jones were involved in. X-ray machines built into tables to read face-down cards. Ooh! God damn! Contact lenses, glasses that read pre-marked cards. Ooh. Secret cameras in car trays. This is nasty. Nah.
You know, I don't. That pressure thing is nothing to me, man. I do the best I can and let the chips fall where they may. You know that about me by now, quick.
Huh?
You know, I don't. That pressure thing is nothing to me, man.
Self-snitching.
I do the best I can and let the chips fall where they may. You know that about me by now, quick. You know, that pressure thing is nothing to me, man. I do the best I can and let the chips fall where they may. You know that about me by now, quick.
Nah. Yo, I hope LeBron James is not involved in this, dog. Dead ass, dog. Yo, LeBron James was probably the player Damon Jones used inside info about before a February 23 Bucks Lakers game per The Atlantic. Jones allegedly told others to bet on Milwaukee after learning LeBron would sit out with ankle soreness before he was on the injury report. Okay. These are just memes, though. Yo, this is insane, dog. This is insane. This is gonna be so much fun. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. This is gonna be so much fun. So this is Terry Rozier getting arrested. Okay. Nigga looks like, yeah, I did it. I know I did it, but can we talk? Can we talk so I can be free, please? Now your 6 million houses on bond. I'm like, ugh. Okay, let me see.
Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier got scooped up by the FBI so fast that you'd think their names were on the Epstein list. But don't worry, America. The real VIPs are still out there, flying around on their private jets while Chauncey gets hit for allegedly hosting a mafia poker ring, and Rozier gets cooked for allegedly fixing prop bets like it was part of the game plan. Because in this country, illegal betting is public enemy number one. Human trafficking? That'll get you a Netflix stock, a hashtag, maybe a redemption arc. But God forbid you touch FanDuel. Now you're a national security threat. Oh, and Kash Patel wants to talk about fraud? What about the trillions of dollars in debt we are?
Damn.
Where did all our fucking money go? But let this be a lesson. If you're a politician, you could survive crimes, scandals, and conspiracies. But the second you mess with a prop bet, congratulations. You've just become the FBI's MVP. Let's talk about the greed for a second. These guys are making millions of dollars. I'm talking generational wealth. But the bet wasn't big enough. So now you're allegedly double dipping through prop bets? And then we, the fans, roast them for dropping 12 when we needed 15 and suddenly we're the bad guys? Like, somehow I'm the toxic one because you didn't hit your over that you may have allegedly been aware of? And now Adam Silver's like, we may need tighter regulations. Oh, now you care? You partnered the league with FanDuel, DraftKings, and BetMGM. And you're shocked that players started playing in a system that you profit off of? You can't host NBA streams, promote parlay nights, flash live odds on screen, and then clutch your pearls when someone treats prop bets like it's a part of the game plan. The NBA walked gambling through the front door, gave it courtside seats, handed it a headset, and is now acting blindsided that players heard about the odds too. Adam, you didn't just open the Pandora's box. You put it on League Pass, and you gave it a sponsorship deal. Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier.
Man, I would not be surprised. She has a point, though. I would not be surprised if some of the NBA members, are a part of it as well, because anything can happen. At least one of them has to be a part of it. And, yeah, man, there are so many things we can focus on, but the FBI, I think they want the shiny things, right? They want to look for the shiny things. And she has a point, like I said, she really has a point. But those people on top, they make the laws. Those people control everything. They control a lot of things, I'll say. So that's why they press the button. They will tell you, okay, we want this one to happen. This is going to happen. So they protect their asses. They protect themselves super well because they know if we have to do some diggings about politicians, what's going on in the country, they will be in trouble more. Like the gambling things, yeah, it's bad. It's against the law, all that wire fraud, but this does not affect the people to have a better life, right? But those politicians who are doing mafias, like doing some crazy shit behind closed doors, they are really messing up like the country to move forward and people, the citizen of America, to live a comfortable life. But that's not really the point. But anyhow, man, so that's all I had to say about this. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Other than that, I'll definitely catch you next time. Let me see. Pawn and trade. All right, this is just like, yeah, guys, I'll catch you next time, man. I'm out.
Biggest the what?